Hey, greetings everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm just going to kind of like discuss and talk about Boost Infinite and Boost Mobile. To kind of give an update on my thoughts about the services. I use both of them. For those who don't know, I use Boost Infinite service. I have Boost Mobile on the AT&T side, and I have Boost Mobile on the T-Mobile side, as well as Google Fi. So yeah, I got 4 lines running. If you're asking how do you deal with phone calls and text messages, Google Voice is my friend, and all my devices have the Google Voice app installed, so I don't really miss a call or a text message if you use my Google Voice number. um, so I'm gonna split it into 2 parts. Let me talk about Boost Infinite first, okay? Because Boost Infinite, postpaid, right? So people want to know why is there 2 companies? It confuses a lot of people. I'm gonna break that down for you right now. Yeah, I'll break it down for you right now. Boost Infinite is postpaid, and so in order to get a phone line with Boost Infinite, a soft credit pull is done. So yes, they do run a credit check, and if you don't have favorable credits, you won't be able to get a phone line service with Boost Infinite. But you know, not all is lost, right? You really think that Dish Wireless wants people to get turned away because of credit and see them go elsewhere? No, they want customers just like T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon do. So that's the reason why Boost Mobile has a very identical plan to Boost Infinite's $25 unlimited talk, text, 30 gigs of priority data access. You got that same type of plan on Boost Mobile, $25, unlimited talk, text, 30 gigabytes of priority data access. There are a few different perks you get on being postpaid and then also being on prepaid. Like prepaid, you have that, you can just log it into the Boost One app. You get 5 Boost coin credit. You spin the wheel to earn up to, I think it's like 5,000 Boost coins. And then if you watch videos on advertisement or whatever, you can earn some Boost coins. 1 Boost coin equals 1 cent. So if you actually play your cards right, you could literally like take $15 off your bill monthly just by doing those things, right? That's not offered on Boost Infinite. On Boost Infinite, they got the add-ons, they got the international calling. So they got perks for being on postpaid and perks for being on prepaid. But at the end of the day, if you can't get on Boost Infinite postpaid because of unfavorable credit score, we have an option for you. That's Boost Mobile, same price. Bam, you're good, right? That's why they both exist. That's why they have a very identical plan. Boost Infinite service as a total, my Boost Infinite service was activated on the AT&T side. Yes, you can activate it on the T-Mobile side, but this is how it works. Okay, it's based upon which carrier has overall best call quality, text messages, and data. It's not all dependent on data. Like T-Mobile can be blazing fast speeds, in your area. Say you're from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and T-Mobile can be dominant in speeds, getting like 700 megabits per second down and 150 on the uplink. But if T-Mobile's known to have dropped calls and delayed messaging, they're not going to put you on T-Mobile because using your smartphone requires those 3 things: calls, which is voice, messaging, text messaging, RCS or iMessage, and data, right? So if most areas pretty much got it covered on AT&T with calls and text, and so that's why majority of places is always going to end up being AT&T network access. There are a few places that will get T-Mobile access priority over AT&T. I actually searched the BTech Reviews Town because I wonder why his Boost Mobile phone that he got when he got the Galaxy A23 and the $40 plan, why his his service was showing T-Mobile, and that's because in that area T-Mobile is more better than AT&T as when it comes to calls, text, and data. So, with that being said, in my city and when I signed up, I got put on the AT&T access, and I couldn't be happier. Like AT&T has made some great strides in my city, so my overall experience, connectivity on voice, text, data has been awesome. Now there is some hiccups with Boost Infinite. I'm not gonna get into detail on that. That's internal stuff, and if you know what I'm talking about right there, then you know why. If you don't know, don't worry about it. But it's still a growing company. So I'm looking at Boost Infinite not as a company that's, like a wireless company that's been doing it for 20 plus years. I got a special friend on Twitter that likes to, that made a crack about that. I always bring that up because I always found it funny how he just responded to me in that manner and, kind of like cracked up about, they're brand new to this, being in a sarcastic way, stating because Dish has been around for a long time. But Dish is not a wireless phone company. Dish has always been about TV. And while they are very similar in certain areas, they are far apart on business models. And that's my insight on it. So, but Boost Infinite hasn't been doing it for a long time. I think we're like 10 months old at this time, 10 or 11 months. So they're almost a year old, almost hitting their 1 year anniversary. And for the things that they've done so far, like I'm like, wow, that's pretty insane that, they were able to do that kind of climb. There are certain decisions that the company's made that I look at them and I scratch my head, like, why'd you guys do that? But I think all of us can agree with that. Companies do that. But no, in general, customer service has been decent. Now, every customer service center, whether you chat in or call in, you're gonna get, it's like hit or miss. You're gonna get that one person that doesn't care, is like blasé, like I'm just here doing my 9 to 5 and I'm out. And then you got people that like genuinely enjoy their job and want to help customers, and so it's just like really like the luck of the draw. But for the most part, with most interactions I've had with Boost Infinite customer service reps, they've been amazing. They've been amazing. It doesn't, most calls that I've had doesn't feel like I'm calling customer service. Because there are times where they're so communicative with me that they'll hear my dogs bark and they'll start asking me about what kind of dog I have. And I find myself in a conversation with them about dogs. I found myself in conversations about import race cars. It's just, it's been all over the place. But the one thing that, it hasn't been a dull moment. So I can say that about customer service. Now, I'm not one of those people that, if I have an issue and I need to troubleshoot it, I expect them to fix it in 2 minutes. Like I know, like, in my life, there's a lot of things that's important going on that I need my smartphone for. And I know that they understand that too, but they have their ways of doing things in order to get things fixed or done right. Sometimes it has to get escalated, and sometimes it takes more than 3 days to get fixed. And as they grow, those growing pains, they'll be resolved, it'll get better. So I just want to kind of say that. I look at this in a more realistic way, so I know there's going to be people who are going to disagree with me and, talk some mad smack about the company. It is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Excuse my 5-star security alarm. Now we're going to get into Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile, prepaid. They're a little bit more of a hit or miss just because their customer service has been built for a while. They're not hiring any new people really on Boost Mobile or any of that stuff. So, you got to kind of keep that in mind. It's just weird because they kind of outsource too. So there's sometimes that you get an outsourced rep. And I know what people are talking about frustration wise when it comes to outsourced reps. I mean, I've lived in the Philippines for a time, so that gives me an advantage because I know how their dialect sounds when they try to speak English, so I can kind of make out what they're saying, but that doesn't mean that everybody can. And I try to be patient with them too. Like when I speak with them, I try to slow my speech because I speak fast. I can really quickly. So I try to slow myself down so that way I can make sure that I'm like getting them to understand what I'm saying and even sometimes enunciating to try to get things fixed and get things resolved. It's just one of those things, like being straight up. Other than that, I mean, the experience as far as like calls, texts, data connectivity, like it's pretty much the same as Boost Infinite. I do have 2 lines on Boost Mobile. One is on the at&t access. One is on the T-Mobile access, both on $25 unlimited plan. And I'm using them side by side, and they've been running great. They've been doing just fine, and yeah, I'm happy with the services. So before in closing, to answer a question of someone that asked me, like, if I have these lines with Boost Mobile and stuff like that, why did I end up getting a family plan on Google Fi? And the ultimate thing is price. I can get 4 lines on Boost Infinite for $100, and then you got to add the taxes and fees, which that's very small. taxes and fees. On Google Fi, I get 4 lines for $80. Now there is taxes and fees, and they are a lot greater than what Boost Infinite charges for taxes and fees, but it still comes out to be $10 less. And every bit of dollar saved helps. Every penny saved helps. So, you know, I mean, if like Boost Infinite had like a family plan discount things, like say like if you added 4 lines, they would knock off $20 off your bill for having 4 lines with them, then yes, you best believe that I will port numbers over to my Boost Infinite account, and I can have up to 5 lines. And so I would bring all those numbers off Google Fi to Boost Infinite. But because they don't have anything like that, and I can save a bit more, have a bit more control of my kids' accounts because of Google Fi and, you know, Family Link and all the Google services that allows me to pretty much protect my kids. That is the other reason why that, you know, I went with Google Fi for a family plan rather than, you know, putting them all on Boost Infinite. But if Boost Infinite had those same services, I'd definitely move my whole 4 lines over. And that's something that they can probably do in the future, because they are still growing. They are getting feedback. They are taking feedback from people, and they are trying to implement it if it's something that fits their vision. Not every feedback is going to be accepted. Trust me. You can give feedback and say, because, you know, you're still new to the game, you should charge $10 per line. They're not going to drop their plan down to $10. So don't expect that. But overall, you know, right now, 7 out of 10 that I would give Boost Mobile, and 8.5 out of 10 I would give Boost Infinite, as far as the whole entire experience, from, you know, the services to customer reps, and their ability to troubleshoot and fix things. That's my overall scoring on that. So 8.5 Boost Infinite, 7 on Boost Mobile. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have for everybody. As I said, you know, the internal stuff, that stays with them. Like, I'm not going to throw that out there. However, I will say that, you know, if the rumors are true on what they're planning to do, if you guys saw my shorts, it looks like that there's rumors circulating that there's some sort of deal between Dish and Amazon. Nothing is that I know of has been inked on paper yet, but if they intend to do that and it actually does happen, that's going to be a big step forward for Boost Infinite, selling their service plans on Amazon. Yeah, that's because Amazon's a giant online shopping website, and you know, so many eyes visit that website a lot. So when you have that, you know, that's more eyes coming across an advertisement of unlimited talk, text, 30 gigs of data for $25 a month. And believe you me, the number one thing that I've seen so far why people join Boost Infinite is because of the price. They don't give a shit that it's, you know, 30 gigs of priority data access. They don't give a shit about that. They don't give a shit that it's using at&t or T-Mobile, and that Dish's native 5G is not available yet. They don't care about that. What they do care about is price, and price alone. So people are willing to deal with a 30 gig priority data access. I mean, Boost Infinite's not the only one. Mobile X has a $25 30 gig plan too as well, and I'm pretty sure that that's pretty popular amongst people wanting to save money, not just paying for data as they use it, but they want a pool of 30 gigabytes to use, and they're totally fine with that type of plan. And as much as, you know, those on Mobile X that are like, they call it fake unlimited and try to downplay it, if they did not understand the value of that plan, they would have never created it on Mobile X. So I'm just saying, speaking my mind there. Anyways, kind of long video, so hopefully you made it to the end, and if you did, hashtag rainbow brand. So I know you made it this far, hence referencing the Rainbow Sim. But yeah, more updates as I continue using Boost Infinite service. I'll keep reporting back to you guys how the service has been. Thanks for checking out this video. You catch me in the next one. Peace.